Number 25, Florida State, back in the polls this week. There is Latson. Number 00 with the ball in her hands to get things started. Florida State has won 19 of the 24 games between these two teams. They go inside right away to Timpson, frustrated with herself that she didn't score. What are your keys tonight?
Well, I think if you're Florida State, defensive rebounding, Boston College, one of the best offensive rebounding teams in the league, and consistency for 40 minutes. And for BC, got to take care of the ball. Cannot allow Florida State to get easy buckets in transition off of offensive rebounds.
And it didn't take long for Florida State to get on the board. Foul on Wagner will give Latson an opportunity at a three-point play. Latson gets to the line a lot, on average 7.5 times per game. Florida State leads the ACC as a team. They get to the line about 21 times a game.
That's what great scorers and great scoring teams do. They find different ways, and there's Amari Gordon with the turnover for score.
And exactly what Boston College didn't want to do early on. Boston College led by Ivy at the point.
Well, and coming off a game in Wake Forest where they turned the ball over 20 times, and that just fuels the pace and speed that Florida State wants to play with, so taking care of the ball is going to be critical.
They fell behind early in that game and could never recover on the road. A chance now for BC off of the Williams miss. Leah Williams, a big grad transfer from Cincinnati, and boy, it sounds simple, but Boston College really has to start hitting their shots. They have struggled offensively all year.
No, they don't get a lot of easy ones, right? Like the way you can get a lot of easy ones, turn people over, get some layups, get to the free throw line. Everything they get is difficult.
Yeah, that has sort of been the MO for teams under Coach Mack. Joanna Burnaby-McNamee now in her 7th year, but this year her team's struggling to score in those transition opportunities. Todd off the rim. BC still looking for its first points. Just saved in as it was grabbed by Gordon. And Gordon very active on both sides of the ball.
We talked about it off the top, but critical for Boston College to take care of the basketball. And right here, just a soft pass. Amari Gordon does such a great job of getting in the passing lane. And we're talking about the second highest scoring team in the nation. They want to play with pace. They want to get out in transition. Ball security is going to be critical.
Florida State averaging just under 92 points per game. Wagner pulled the trigger. Still nothing falling as Boston College is settling for jumpers right now.
And quick jumpers.
Yeah, the shot clock doesn't really lose a lot of seconds.
Well, and it's one thing if you get open shots, right? And sometimes you want to shoot it before you turn it over, but you got to make Florida State defend. Florida State is 14th in the, or 17th in the league, excuse me, in terms of defensive scoring, right? So they will give up shots as Teya Sidberry gets a 3 right there.
And Teya Sidberry, the Utah transfer, 2nd year here in Boston, was a prolific scorer in high school. And it's been a little hesitant at times to pull the trigger at BC. Beautiful shot by Bowles. She is a shooter.
Hey, speaking, not hesitant to shoot the 3 right there is Sydney Bowles, and I think she's been a big difference maker for Florida State. Knocking down shots on the perimeter, opens up the paint for Teya Latson.
Transfer from Texas A&M, had a huge 3 in that win against North Carolina. Wagner with the miss, and here's Latson now with the ball in her hands. Latson this year in her junior year, a more complete player, facilitating more. Another shot from the baseline. Ball falls into Wagner's hands. Njai getting the start tonight for just the 7th time this season. And they finally get it into the paint and score there.
I think you just got to force the defense to shift a little bit. Break them down. You're going to get some high percentage looks, and then you got to step up and knock them down.
Gordon chases down the rebound. Makayla Timpson puts that one in off glass.
KK Timpson has improved so much throughout the course of her career at Florida State. Coming in as a young player, didn't have a lot of experience, not finishing around the rim, to now the confidence, being self-assured, attacking the paint, being efficient on the interior.
Senior from Edison, Georgia, whose numbers, as you said, have gone up literally every year. Tough shot on the baseline. There's Timpson. She's going to get a lot of rebounds, a lot of blocks. All rimmed out. Timpson with the second chance.
And the left-handed finish. Terrific offensive rebounder. Has always been a terrific offensive rebounder. You got to check her, got to have a body. If you're BC, though, Pam, I don't think you want to get into this track meet, right? Like, you can't afford to play at this pace, which means that you can't get rushed into quick shots that aren't open shots. You've got to really work it in the half court.
Timpson, Latson missed on the turnaround. We haven't had a lot of whistles, under 5 minutes now in the first quarter. Ivy, another miss from the outside. Ball will go to Florida State when we come back with KK Timpson off to a good start. She wore number 21, and that number was honored, but you know, it's still alive and well, because KK Timpson, when she got recruited, said she wanted to wear Coach Wyckoff's number 21, and Brooke was like, absolutely.
Brooke Wyckoff is one of the all-time greats, and of course, mentored by Sue Semrau on the sideline for so many years. I had the pleasure of coaching Brooke Wyckoff with the Chicago Sky when I was an assistant there. One of the ultimate human beings, first and foremost, but an outstanding player and coach.
Great teammate, and now coaching at her alma mater. Her team up 12-5. Boston College just 2 of 10 from the floor. Well, turnover gives it back to Boston College. Coach Mack, Joanna Burnaby-McNamee, now in her 7th year in charge of Boston College. The Division II career record holder in assists when she played at West Liberty. 1,100 assists in her career, 9.5 on average per game in her career, and had a game with 24 assists, which is another Division II record. Plucky little point guard.
She's got that point guard mentality and point guard energy. I love having conversations with her because she's actively involved and brings it.
Shot clock is winding down. One of the few times that's happened for Boston College tonight. Ivy needs to chuck it. It got blocked by Timpson. Makayla Timpson, leading the ACC with over 3 blocks per game, had 8 blocks in one game this year against Jacksonville, a new career high for her. But not an ideal situation for BC. The shot clock winding down. Gordon now bring it up, number 6. Mariana Valenzuela is in for Florida State. Redshirt junior from Mexico, did not play last year because of an injury. And here comes Athena Tomlinson, number 0 in white. Running the point and gets it over to Sidberry. Sidberry's second basket of the game. Oh, that's just absolutely taken away there by Maya Bonner.
Well, Florida State's a terrific offensive rebounding team as well. And those long shots, those long threes, there'll be long rebounds.
9 second chance points now for Florida State.
Well, Florida State does a good job just really getting you shifted and getting you moved around on the offensive end. And when that happens, you find mismatches to go to the offensive glass. And Bonner right there had the advantage over Tomlinson.
Gordon just committed the foul that sends Dontavia Wagner to the line. Leading scorer this year, 13.5 points per game.
Well, you see BC playing this zone. They give it a lot of different looks, and they'll extend out. They'll sometimes morph into what looks like a man. Florida State's so patient, finding the gaps, making the right reads, not forcing the issue.
Yeah, very good flow to their offense right now, and foul called as Tomlinson attacked the basket.
This is the growth of this Florida State team. Oftentimes when you play with pace, sometimes you chuck early shots, right? And learning how to play with pace while you're still in the quarter court, continue to move the ball, continue to find the best shot. And that's also the growth of Amaria Gordon as a point guard who's gotten a lot of minutes since her freshman year, understanding what Brooke Wyckoff wants.
We have a men's basketball triple header coming your way Saturday on the ACC Network and the ESPN app. Florida State, BC start us off in this building at 2 Eastern, followed by the Commonwealth Clash. It's Virginia Tech and UVA, and then SMU Stanford starting what will be a great rivalry, no doubt. It's all the best men's basketball in the ACC coming your way as we are creeping up on February. Taken away by Samuel. And now Sidberry, this is something that's got to warm Coach Mac's heart to see Sidberry this aggressive offensively.
Absolutely, and to see them getting some scores in transition. It's one thing when you're attacking and you're getting layups in transition versus jump shots, and Valenzuela knocks down a three. But you can't relax when you're playing Florida State. Make, miss, it doesn't matter.
Gordon energized all the time, having a career year now in her senior season.
Well, Boston College averages over 10 steals a game, and this time a good job by Samuel, just reading the passing lane, getting out in transition. This is how you want to play with pace against Florida State. Get some easy looks, some easy buckets.
Snoop Turnage, #1 in the game. Latson, done a pretty good job on Latson so far. Just 3 points.
Well, BC's really crowding the paint, gonna force Latson to shoot those fadeaway jumpers.
And then the bucket again by Sidberry. She's got 9 of their 15 points.
And you mentioned it, Coach Mac talking to us each time we've had Boston College about how she wants Sidberry to be aggressive, how she wants her to take her shots and play confident basketball.
What an answer there.
Sydney Moll's just a difference maker. I mean, a floor spacer. She's able to knock down big shots. She's not afraid of moments. She's played in the SEC. She understands the grind.
Bowles coming off a career-high 6 threes in that win against North Carolina on Sunday. Shot clock into single digits. Tomlinson. Need a shot, and they get it, and it goes in. Andrea Daly coming off the bench has really struggled with her shot. Maybe that'll get her going as Daly hits the bucket. Florida State still coming up
to go on the road or to neutral sites in the NCAA tournament. So finding that consistency is critical.
Lost both of the games out west at Stanford and Cal. Tomlinson just chucked it up and it went in off glass.
I don't know if she'd say that was a chuck, Pam.
That was a beautifully executed and well thought out shot by the 5'5" freshman, maybe from Fresno. And the bucket for Latson. Sidberry. Man, she's got 11.
Yes.
So Sidberry is 5 of 6 from the floor. The rest of her team is 4 of 12.
I love how aggressive she's going to the rim. She's getting some easy looks and an illegal screen by Timpson. I mean, there's no hesitation. It's convicted, it's self-assured, it's confident.
Sidberry already over her season average, and she is shooting the lights out of the basketball.
You know, she's coming off the game against Wake Forest where she was 1 for 4 from the field with 2 points and really needed a confident booster.
Todd got hit, count it.
Now, Tiana Todd is a player who has stepped it up in conference play. We know she's a scorer. has traditionally in the past been more of a three-point shooter, spot-up shooter. Now you see her putting the ball on the deck. Tough shot. Her teammates are enjoying it.
Dos Santos with the foul. Todd gets the three-point play. The junior from Vaughan, Ontario, who is one of the best three-point shooters in the country. In fact, second behind Lauren Ross from Purdue, Fort Wayne. Hitting half of her threes. And Todd also out to defend Latson, who got rid of it quickly in that last offensive possession. Todd, we just talked about her threes.
That's really good execution. Finding the hot hand, making the right play. Andrea Daly with just a little dribble punch. This is a team that seems to be much more in a rhythm.
Boston College now with the 1-point lead. They had trailed by 9 in the first quarter.
Well, Coach Mack told us we've had a couple of good days of practice. She felt good about the energy. I mean, that's terrific execution, timing on the pass, knocking it down.
We talked about her numbers in the ACC, averaging 17 points per game in conference games only.
And this is an area that Florida State still is continuing to grow in, is on the defensive end of the floor. Certainly they're better than they have been in the past, but things have been a little bit too easy for BC already in this ballgame.
That was a really good stop that time, as Daly got bottled up in the lane. Latson missed. Timpson able to tip it to herself. Now they get it right back into Timpson, who got it knocked away by Tatum Green, number 13 for Boston College, whose mom was a pretty good ball player, and Chanel Wright.
A heck of a ball player. Played at North Carolina. We fortunately got to cover that game, right? When Tatum went back to play on the road at North Carolina. She and her mom and I played against each other all the time.
So she, you know, there's Steph, who won a national championship at Purdue.
And Chanel, I'm sorry, but we did play against them on the way to that 1999 NCAA championship.
Ultimately winning by beating Duke. Tomlinson is just so quick,
yes,
on the move. They draw the foul. And Boston College energized after getting behind early in this game.
Well, getting out in transition has been important, and Coach Mack talked to us pregame about that, and that's just a great look in transition. Nene could not get that ball to go, but Dontavia Wagner active on the offensive glass. But that's what you can do when you're solid defensively, when you're not always taking it out of the net, right? You can push in transition, you can get some easy buckets.
Wagner, 1 out of 2. Tie ball game. Just a sweet turnaround for Bowles.
Her pace, her poise. She doesn't get rushed. She steps up with confidence.
A little mismatch underneath. And the foul with some weak side help coming over, as Latson was trying to guard Green.
Florida State's doing a really good job of getting the ball to the high post against this zone, and you just see the patience, the poise. Tiana Todd's a long defender, so just the bit of a shot fake, pass fake, get the defender off balance, and knocking it down.
Bowles goes to the bench after Network and the ESPN app. Doubleheader of action starting Virginia Tech, Virginia at noon. And Hannah Hidalgo at number 3, Notre Dame hosts Cal. Check it out on the ACC Network and the ESPN app. Notre Dame playing at Virginia Tech tonight. Virginia Tech is leading in that game in the second quarter. Timpson all over the offensive boards.
And, you know, Pam, we've done quite a few Florida State games over the years, and they've always been a team that's been able to the free throw line, getting to the rim in transition, knocking down from the three-point line. They've got as good and as deep three-point shooters as we've seen in this roster.
In fact, they lead the ACC, averaging 9.5 threes made per game. They made 18 of them in a game against Miami, which is a new Florida State single-game record.
And playing at this pace, averaging over 90 points a ball game, yet second in the ACC in assist-to-turnover ratio. They only turn the ball over just over 10 times a game.
Yeah.
And you think about the number of possessions that they get. That's incredible.
Yeah, especially with that pace, as you mentioned. Very efficient offense, a good look from 3. Rebound goes over to Gordon. Now Bowles, that's one of her spots. Off the rim, Williams. Yes, and the foul. Makayla Williams, the grad transfer from Cincinnati.
Oh, long shots, off multiple offensive rebounds. That's just a great individual effort by Williams, getting out of the box out and getting herself to the free throw line.
Now, when you look at Makayla Williams, who does she remind you of, her build?
Her build reminds me of DeWanna Bonner. Sure does.
And she is one of those people like DB who can eat and eat and eat and work out and still can't put weight on.
And you got the length, the 6'4", the wiry, strong.
Bonner's had an amazing professional career.
A Hall of Fame career.
Yes, no doubt.
Speaking of Hall of Fame careers, Natasha Howard as well, who KK Timpson just broke her double-double record at Florida State. A 3-time WNBA champ, had a great career for the Seminoles.
And anytime you break a Natasha Howard record, that is saying something. And you see the double-double career record, also broke the single season record with 18 double-doubles last year. Did Makayla Timpson, known as KK. Come out and set the screen. Williams found a sweet spot. Boy, she's got good size too, right? At 6'4".
6'4", long, athletic, great leaper.
Big addition to this Florida State team. Came up, Bowles did, one of the other new starters. Gordon, coast to coast. Well, the pace really picking up. Todd, yes. Halfway through the second quarter, Florida State up by 5. Williams. Well, she knew, I think, as soon as she spotted up, that she was in a great position.
Well, she's gotten herself in a little rhythm. Get an offensive rebound, put back, knock down a mid-range pull-up, then take that 3.
Bowles now with 8 points, all of them coming in this second quarter. Gordon is stopped in her tracks because a timeout has been taken. That crew will get you all caught up at halftime. Right here, we got ourselves, if you like fast-paced basketball, this is the place to be. Good box out by Sidberry, actually sent Timpson down to the floor. Boston College has hit 10 of its last 15 shots after a slow start. It's a 67% clip. Sidberry bottled up. Gets it back and hits it. 13 for her, sorry.
And Pam, the timing of their passes, they're doing a really good job of the dribble punches, of really forcing Florida State to help, to make a second rotation and finding the right timing on their passes. That's not, we haven't seen that at times from Boston College. We've seen them, the ball stick a little bit, maybe be a little bit late. They're in a really good flow right now on the offensive end.
Yeah, a team, again, that is just 3-6 in the league and coming off a road loss at Wake Forest. But we talked to Coach Burnaby McNamee, and she said her team is not hanging their heads. We saw them warming up before the game today. They were loose, joking around. So there's not inner turmoil with this team, even though they've been struggling.
And don't confuse that with just not being disappointed. You know, right. Certainly I think Absolutely. It was not their best effort. They know that they missed an opportunity, you know, on the road at Wake, but also know there's a lot of basketball left to be played.
Njai with a great second effort to get an offensive rebound. Here's Tomlinson running the show. Seen her out there a lot for Ivy running the point. Shot clock at 5. Andrea Daly bowls her way into the lane and lost it. Williams picks it up. And Teya Latson just 5 points on 2 of 6 shooting for the nation's leading scorer. But when you have an option like that, not bad at all. You'll take the assist.
It's too easy. It really is. I mean, her pace, again, you know, her ability to stay composed and just turn and elevate over smaller defenders.
Timpson with 12 points. Njai got the start today. There's KK with the block. Get ready for more exciting gymnastics coming your way here on the ACC. There's a three-pointer for Villegas, sophomore from Spain. 95% of the shots she's taken this year have been from 3, including that one. Todd working on Latson. Good, talented matchup. Now Todd guarding Latson on the other end. Good help coming from Green, but they got the bucket.
And that's where Teya Latson's improved so much as Avery Treadwell gets the 2, is seeing the double team coming and being able to deliver a pass. And she can do that because her pace is different, right? Young in her career, again, very tunnel vision, playing at 1 speed. Now she's gearing down. She's playing at multiple speeds. She's reading the defense.
That change of pace is important, isn't it?
It is so important. And especially when you're a great scorer, oftentimes you always want to beat people with the speed. And sometimes it's the nuance that gets the good defenders.
Sidberry comes up short. Foul has been called. Called on Savannah Samuel.
Yeah, Samuel just attempting to get the ball on the offensive rebound.
Avery Treadwell, who got popped in the eye in practice, had a nice shiner for a while, took a little bit of contact on that play for the Noles. Latson, good defense again by Green, but when you're that good, Latson's able to split the double team.
Well, and the difference in the double coming when she's got the ball in the block and her ability to maneuver around it, and the double coming when she's outside the paint.
Latson now with 7. Good look for Green, and she buried it. Tatum Green, the freshman from Baltimore. Now Latson, right into the teeth of the defense, didn't get the roll as the first half comes to an end. Florida State hit 5 of their last 6 shots to get some distance in this game. Latson just 7 points so far. Timpson leads away with 12 points and 5 boards, a 21-9 run for FSU. Gives them the lead as we get to the studio. Justin, take it away. Okay. We invite you to help people affected by the California wildfires in 2025. Donate at redcross.org/ESPN to help the Red Cross respond and help people recover out west. We are here in the far eastern part of the United States, where Boston College trails Florida State 51-39. After one half of play, Pam Ward and Stephanie White joining you, and here's what happened in the first half.
Hey, it was a half of highlights, certainly was. Boston College got out to a great start, scoring early and getting out in transition. Great defensive effort. Florida State, and then BC certainly answered. They're very aggressive to the rim, playing confident basketball, playing well together, scoring in transition, knocking down threes. And then too much Florida State as they went on a 21-9 run to end the second quarter. They just spread you out so well, making the right pass, making the right read. And KK Timpson outstanding in the first half.
With 12 points, 5 rebounds, and a couple of blocks. There's Makayla. Take a look, Florida State really shooting the ball well, hit 5 of the last 6. They actually had fallen behind in the second quarter. Paint points, rebounds, all in Florida State's favor. Teya Latson, just 7 points. Steph White, the leading scorer in the country.
Well, you think about Boston College's game plan. It is to pack the paint, not allow Teya Latson easy one-on-one opportunities. They're sending multiple defenders at her every time she's got the ball, and she's doing a good job of allowing the game to come to her and not forcing it.
And there's Latson right off the bat. She gets a shot off. Rebound won't fall, and here come the Eagles. Trying to break a 2-game skid. Sidberry just a little bit too strong off the glass, but Wagner gets the follow. Wagner with 6 points, coming off an 18-point effort in their loss at Wake Forest in their last game. Into the paint, Timpson absolutely surrounded by Eagles, but still got the shot off.
I don't know how she was able to maintain her balance right there. A really good job of regaining balance. Looks like she was going to fall over. Might have gotten away with a little travel, but able to maintain that balance and get a shot up.
Third foul on Wagner for BC. Stays in the game. We don't see Coach Mack making a move to the bench. Officials Carla Fountain, Mark Resch, and Saif Esho. And Carla Fountain, we saw her doing a lot of hydrating.
I mean, the officials were getting up and down the floor on those.
So Timpson goes to the line. And a good job by Coach Mack, because as we mentioned, that's 3 on Wagner, hoping it wasn't on her, and Wagner still in the ball game. Florida State did not get to the line much at all in the first half. Timpson missed both of them. She's hitting 81% on the season. And then a tie-up. Good defense by the Eagles, and the ball goes over to them.
This might have been one of the few opportunities Teya Latson had to shoot that pull-up with one person in front of her, and instead goes to KK Timpson, and she's just wrapped up.
Florida State only took 2 free throws in the first half. They averaged almost 21 per game, which is tops in the ACC. Todd gets the friendly roll.
And that's great execution. Timing, execution, setting the screens, using the screens.
Todd, the leading scorer for BC, now in double figures. Boy, Latson just missed everything. It's a very uncharacteristic night so far for the nation's leading scorer. Latson, 7 points and 5 assists. Has not turned the ball over, but she's averaging just under 27 points per game. Right now, she's 20 below that.
Well, she can heat up in a hurry. There's no question about it. But Boston College's game plan to really force everyone else to score.
Shot clock getting really skinny now. Here's Ivy. That's a chancy pass. And how about Gordon getting a hand on the pass to disrupt things, and now a foul called against the Eagles.
Well, it was the right read because you had the mismatch for Sidberry, but the pass has to be higher.
Yeah. as Gordon plays low.
Yeah, you can't allow Gordon to get a hand on that. And then as the shot clock winds down, you see the foul, feet getting wrapped up by Njai.
Njai picks up her first, got the start today. Gordon getting it over into the corner to Bowles, and another rebound, this time by Williams. Timpson just keeps hitting the boards. It's the lead back up to 10. Wagner back rimmed it, kept alive by Latson, and hunted down by Bowles. Latson had a triple-double earlier this year, and her first career double-double. There's a moving screen on Bowles. Second on Sydney. Her first year at Florida State.
Now, when Florida State was finding success, the ball was switching sides of the floor. The last couple of possessions, it stayed on one side. And yeah, you see just on the handoff, running into the defender in Todd.
Coach Brooke Wyckoff really loves the energy that Sydney Bowles has brought to the team. Really good teammate. Said all of her teammates kind of gravitated towards her when she first came on campus.
It's so important to have a player like that that's a connector, that brings people together, that your teammates want to hang out with, they enjoy spending time with.
Great pickup to get Bowles and Williams in the transfer portal. Sidberry turns and found open real estate and then got fouled.
A great job of just sealing for position, and Williams out of position defensively, and Sidberry reads it. And again, you mentioned early in the first half about Coach Mack imploring Teya Sidberry to be aggressive on the offensive end of the floor, and she's done that here tonight.
Sidberry, the all-time leading scorer in the history of Utah girls high school basketball. Freshman year at Utah, she averaged 4.5 points per game, and then came east. Gordon with the nice floater.
You know, Maria Gordon's been quiet today as well. Between Latson, Timpson, and Gordon, they average almost 58 points a game. That's their big three.
Florida State with 3 of the top 11 scorers in the ACC. Sidberry with the miss. Florida State leading the conference. 92 points per game on average. There's Gordon. She's not quiet any longer.
Well, Brooke Wyckoff talked about Maria Gordon's aggressiveness offensively and how they need for her to hunt opportunities to get downhill. And there she is, just a mid-range pull-up. That's smooth and sweet. And she has this ability to get to the rim. And she's small but mighty, the ability to elevate, take the contact, and still finish.
Listed at 5'4", very good free throw shooter at 89% on the season, completes the three-point play. And she says that Gordon, because she looks to score more, that has actually helped her become a better facilitator.
When you're aggressive, your instincts take over. You start to read the help, see the right plays. But she's also another player who's learned to gear down a little bit, who's learned to slow down and see the game a little bit more.
Boy, Timpson has had to work for everything tonight. Latson, excuse me, as she now has 9 points. It's the game plan that you mentioned for Boston College. Pack it in a little bit, not a lot of free space for Latson to operate. And that's what Cal did very successfully, right? When they played out west.
It is, and the difference tonight, Florida State getting contributions from other players, multiple players. Really struggled from the floor against Cal. Couldn't knock down shots, weren't getting stops. And look, if I'm Brooke Wyckoff, I'm still very concerned about my team on the defensive end of the floor. I mean, yes, they're scoring a lot, but when you have a game where you're not scoring, can you get stops? Consistently get stops. They're 17th in the ACC in scoring defense, 14th in the ACC in defensive field goal percentage, 9th in the ACC in three-point defense field goal percentage. That's an area that to make a deep run in the NCAA tournament, this team needs to be locked in and be better.
And only Syracuse gives up more points per game on average than Florida State in the conference. There's some of that elevation from Latson. Quick buckets. Florida State missed their first 5 shots this quarter. Now they've hit their last 5. The lead balloons to 16. Drea Daly coming off the bench in this game. Another chance. Missed them both. A little 3 bodies hit the floor, but play goes on. Latson. Stopped by Tomlinson momentarily. Got the shot off. Latson just 5 of 14 from the floor. Sidberry. Boy, that looked like that was...
It sure did.
Oh, man, we had a good look at that.
That looked good.
Just missed. How did she keep that alive? Makayla Timpson, is she like a real regular human?
That was
Wow.
a heck of a play. Those 3 average almost 58 points a game between them.
Timpson with 14, Gordon with 11 points. Florida State on a 12-2 run. Boston College has missed its last 8 shots from the floor as Timpson gets a well-deserved break. 10-2 over there. Nicole Lowry, the athletic trainer. Samuel able to rescue it. Bonner, Amaya Bonner up in the air.
You're going to make my same blunder.
Well, get your... It's in Texas. It's west of here.
We're still wrapping our minds around the new
SMUB.
leagues.
18 teams now in the ACC, 15 of which, or of whom, will be making the ACC tournament. A new format with the 3 new teams. Wouldn't go down. Snoop Turnage gets it. Here's Latson. Good defense, and now the freshman Tatum Green draws the assignment.
And I like that look because Tatum Green has length. She gives Teya Latson a different look. You can play her a little bit more one-on-one.
Turnage elevates and gets it to fall. Her first bucket. Junior out of Atlanta. Sidberry turns, hits it. What a game. 21 points for Sidberry, 3 off her season and career high. Check that was a long 2, not a 3 for Sidberry.
I think we're going to see Teya Latson start to be a little bit more aggressive to the rim. Here she doesn't quite get it. Somehow comes up with this rebound, able to keep the play alive. But in the second half, we haven't seen quite as many white jerseys going to Teya Latson, where they were sending 2 or 3 defenders at a time. Now it's more one-on-one. So Latson's going to have some time to get going.
Teya Latson averaging 26.5 points per game, and right now she's got 14. She heads to the bench, but has been affecting the game in other ways with 6 rebounds and 5 assists. Part of the improvement that we've seen in her overall game this year. Todd decided to knock it out to Tomlinson, who hits the bucket. Her parents are sitting to our right. Here they come to every home game. Fresno.
That's a long way to come to every home game, but they're certainly liking it over here.
Yeah. Tomlinson, talented guard. Villegas. And Tomlinson, growing up out in California, when she was young, had the opportunities to rub some elbows and play some basketball with basketball royalty. That's Michael Jordan on the left.
The spider crab dribble. I think she's beating him here.
She did win this.
She won this contest. Okay.
That was 10.5 years ago, and then she was in the Mamba program out with the one and only Kobe Bryant, who gave her the nickname Shifty Lefty.
She is shifty.
And a lefty.
And a lefty.
Well, that's quite the experience for Tomlinson. Green hit the three.
Well, and Tomlinson's a player who just continues to earn minutes. You know, she gives him a true point guard look. She can defend one-on-one.
Getting more minutes than Ivy in this game. Back-to-back threes for Green. Timeout by Florida. Blocks per game. That is tops in the league. 16 seconds to shoot here in the final minute of the third quarter. Gordon. Driving. Wide right. Timpson couldn't control, so the ball goes over to the Eagles. Another good defensive play by Gordon. Only Hannah Hidalgo is averaging more steals in the ACC this year. Green, quick step. We've seen her hit a couple of threes, but that was a good, quick first step. Basketball lineage, very good for her.
Yeah, and a good job of getting into the defender on her attack to the rim. She took up the space. That's what allowed her to get the foul call.
Made an impact off the bench, to say the least, in this game. Averaging just 4 points per game. Perfect at the line. Now Latson comes back in. The shot clock is off. Final 25 seconds and change. The nation's leading scorer. Got 14 points on the night, 7 of them in this quarter. And a chance for Daly. She's got plenty of time and hits it. A great finish to the third quarter for State. They were down by 22 in the last couple of minutes, but that 10-0 run makes it a much more manageable dozen. Williams able to roll it in to get things started. Her first basket of the second half. Teya Latson. Just 14 points for the Seminoles so far, about 12 under her season-leading average. Tomlinson getting most of the minutes at point guard tonight. Bottled up. Oh, man, they lost Green, but the pass did not get into her cleanly. So the shot clock violation gives it over to the Seminoles.
That was the right read. Just a little rush because that shot clock was winding down. That was a good defensive possession by Florida State, really forcing Boston College to play one-on-one.
See, Florida State with 4 players in double figures, no surprise for a team that averages 92 points per game. Todd just picked up her second foul. Florida State got all the way to the semifinals of the ACC tournament last year before they fell to NC State and then lost in the first round of the NCAAs to Alabama. get back to the big dance. Charlie Kareem has them now as a 7 seed. Nice look. Latson to Timpson. Timpson just with her second bucket of the second half. And there's Charlie Kareem's hot off the press. That was his updated bracketology today. Florida State is a 7 seed. And 9 ACC teams in. And notice who's not in. Stanford. They have been to 36 straight tournaments. So they have some work to do to get into the field.
Florida State able to move up that spot because of Michigan's loss to Wisconsin.
Great defense that time by Gordon to absolutely mess that up. Held ball, stays with the Eagles.
I mean, active hands, just a good job. No, low man usually wins.
Yes.
And Omaria Gordon, low to the ground, active hands, able to tie it up.
Gordon listed at 5'4".
She's listed at 5'4". Tomlinson's listed at 5'5".
Must be different measuring tapes that they use.
I don't think they use measuring tapes anymore.
Oh, man. You even know what that is? There's another 3 from Villegas.
And that's what Villegas is in the game to do.
Yep.
Stretch the floor, knock down threes, force defenses to have awareness.
With the many international players that Brooke Wyckoff has gotten over the years, Brooke is fluent in Spanish.
Well, Brooke played a number of years in Spain, and she played overseas, and great connections, and great job by Villegas knocking down that look.
Yeah, no hesitation, right, when she's
No.
out there.
You know, Brooke used to play in the Canary Islands. When I coached her, I used to beg to be able to go over there and work her out. You
know,
thought, right?
Never took you up on that?
No, never.
So
never did.
selfish. No bucket, there's a travel. I hear the Canary Islands are gorgeous.
I hear that too.
We'll have to ask Brooke about it.
We will have to ask Brooke about it.
We're not going anywhere close there. – 20-point advantage now. Bit of contact, nothing called, and we play on. That's some good pace, generally speaking, for this entire game. Wagner follows up. Wagner can't get it to go. And now here's Latson leading the break. She's going to go all the way against Ivy and missed. But she stuck with it and got the reward.
Her degree of difficulty in some of her shots and finishes, she certainly can make them. Here, didn't quite get it to fall, but stays with it. Able to get the second effort.
So Latson now at the free throw line, 7 of 18 from the floor. I think she was getting an earful from some of the young fans to her left, because after she hit that free throw, she put up the shush sign.
To the little kids.
Oh, heckling is heckling, right?
Heckling is heckling, that is true.
Florida State outscoring BC 11-0 in this quarter. Coach Mack's team, they have seen a lot of prolific scorers this season. None more so than Latson, who leads the country in scoring. Here's Sidberry at the line. Sidberry delivers on both after being fouled by Turnage. Underneath, Treadwell got hit. So Latson #1 in the country in scoring. And we mentioned that Boston College has seen a lot of prolific scorers. How about 4 of the top 10 scorers in the country have played against BC, including Harmony Turner, a few miles away, plays for Harvard. And we will see Harmony tomorrow on ESPNU at 7 as they take on Columbia. Of course, Hannah and Higginbottom there at Arkansas. They will not have a chance to play Juju, at least, because they don't play USC. They miss them, or USC in the Big Ten, so they're not going to play them.
Yes.
SC and UCLA, their first years in the Big Ten, and controlling that conference so far. There's Wagner. And the ACC with two of the most prolific scorers in the country, and Latson and Hidalgo. There she goes. And she had one of the most incredible sequences to win that game down at Carolina, end of game sequence.
She sure did. I mean, making a tough play. Heck, just getting the ball to her in bounds.
Everybody in the building knew she was going to get the ball, and she still was able to make a couple of incredible moves to win a very important game at North Carolina. Their first win against a Quad 1 team this year, which is going to be important as resumes are built towards the NCAA tournament. So Latson goes out.
The thing I've been impressed with Latson is she leads the nation in scoring, so you know she's going to get everybody's best shot in multiple bodies. You see it right here, the head and shoulder fake over two defenders, and then you have a third one coming to her, and then a fourth one, and she still makes the finish.
They win by 2. Looked like they were going to overtime, and we asked Coach Wyckoff in our call with her earlier in the week if she taught her that. She's like, yeah, it's all coaching. Absolutely. So Latson got off to a slow start, starting to pick it up a bit, but as we've been mentioning all night, she's not just a scorer anymore.
And she's not pressing, and she gets other players involved. She's averaging over 4 assists this season. Her decision-making is better. She's taking the right shots. She's not taking as many ill-advised shots. She's under control. She's reading the game.
She has 7 assists tonight. She had 7 also in that game against North Carolina. So a much more well-rounded player. And remember, folks, she's just a junior.
And she averages almost 3 steals a game. Yep. So getting it done on the defensive end as well.
Another whistle. Bonner was fouled on her way to the basket. They're absolutely owning this quarter, outscoring Boston College 15-5. Bonner played her freshman year at Cal, and when they played Cal out west, she had a season-high 14 points against her old team.
There were not a lot of bright spots in that game for Florida State, and Amaya Bonner was one of them. Well, that was just a West Coast swing that Florida State really struggled from the floor.
Always a tough trip. And Sidberry's played really well tonight. Sidberry now with 24, and that ties her career high. Villegas, it's what she does.
It's what she does, that high release, kind of over the head release, so it's tough to get a hand on it.
Todd got hit on the way to the basket. Villegas now has 3 threes on the night.
8 scores. Your goal is to make it as difficult as possible for them to get their average or below their average. And it has not been easy for Teya Latson, but she's finding her way in the second half.
Todd gets both free throws. BC outscored 20-9 so far in this quarter after they finished the third on a 10-0 run. Gordon showing some of her ups. Timpson just keeps every ball alive. What a formidable duo, right, between Latson and Timpson.
And Gordon. I mean,
yeah.
Really, you think about the trio, and it's just, Timpson never stops moving. There are very few players who just have an innate ability to go get offensive rebounds. She's one of them. You know, Brooke Wyckoff was talking about KK Timpson and how, you know, typically great rebounders are great defensive rebounders, and that's something she's had to work on more so than offensive rebounding, which comes natural to her.
Timpson right now 1 rebound away from what would be her 12th double-double of the season. Valenzuela missed, and smallest player on the court, Tomlinson, comes up with it. Sidberry found a little bit of daylight, and Sidberry has a new career high in scoring with that bucket. 26 points to go along with 8 rebounds. The junior from Salt Lake City. Foul on the floor after that shot attempt. After tonight's basketball doubleheader, the Nothing But Net crew breaks down the night in the ACC with highlights and analysis of every women's game, and they'll look forward to the weekend. Justin Muffet and her scarf, along with Kelly and Ivory, coming up. And here's Sidberry's bucket that gave her a new career high in scoring.
Coach Mack, I'm showing Teya Sidberry this film. I mean, she's been a streaky scorer. She'll score 21, and then she'll go a couple of games and be in single digits, and then she'll score double digits again. And, you know, for this team to continue to grow, continue to get better, and make a run towards the latter half of this season, Teya Sidberry is going to be an integral part of that. And her hunting shots, staying aggressive on the offensive end is key.
Tomlinson finding Sidberry. That's your hot hand. Sidberry gives him a second chance. Wow, they've had some good looks. Not falling here in the fourth quarter. Florida State, no, take that off the board. It's an offensive foul on Gordon.
Well, Lamaria Gordon out in transition. I don't know about that call.
Tomlinson getting the shadow of the doubt there. Brooke Wyckoff also muttering to herself after that call. Florida State 3 points away from 100. Boston College has not given up 100 points in a long time. Team known for shutting people down.
And Florida State's seen 105 times already this year.
Yes.
And you think about one of the biggest differences in this Florida State Seminole program when Brooke Wyckoff took over was the pace of play and was more offensively oriented. This has always been very good, solid defensive teams and sometimes struggled to find their way on the offensive end. And Brooke Wyckoff takes over. The pace is faster. Their ability to score becomes easier. Now they're scoring at all 3 levels. They do a great job of staying balanced in their attack and multiple players that can knock down shots.
Sidberry about to inbound it, does so. Rims out for Green. Valenzuela is able to cradle the rebound. Here comes Latson with her team 3 points away from another 100-point game. Foul behind the play on Gordon. Gordon leaves the game, and now Coach Wyckoff starting to clear her bench. Santos coming back in. Yanni dos Santos, a redshirt sophomore from Brazil. Brooke speaks Portuguese, probably. Looking ahead to next weekend, we have more women's basketball for you. A doubleheader starting out with Virginia Tech at UVA at noon Eastern, and then Cal Notre Dame. That should be really interesting. Coming up Sunday afternoon on the ACC Network and the ESPN app. Neely for Cal, Sharman Smith's team.
Yes.
Making a big splash in the ACC.
Well, they're a team that can spread the floor. They can knock down shots. They were one of the best teams at defending Teya Latson.
Yes.
You know, their game plan and how they packed it in and really forced everybody else on the road out west to knock down long jump shots.
Latson always tough to shut down, but Cal did a good job on her. She was only 3 of 11 from the floor in that game. 13 points. Venezuela called for the foul from behind. So Florida State hunting their 100th point. If you're BC, if you're that team that's about to give up 100, is that a point of pride too? You don't want them to get 100? You get a little more feisty here?
Certainly you don't want them to, but there's nearly 2 minutes left in this ball game. I think they're probably going to score 3 points. You know, I think more than anything, it's how you're playing, right? Like, this is a team in Florida State that averages 92 points a game. You know, you've got to continue to work on your defensive game plan, your discipline on the defensive end of the floor, and now you've got new players in the rotation that are getting action, and if you're them, you want to show why you need to be on the floor more.
Latson hit on her way up by Tomlinson. Tomlinson picking up her 3rd foul, but we've mentioned this, she's gotten most of the minutes at point over Kayla Ivey, a redshirt senior captain on this team, and making her case to get some more playing time. Latson hits 20 again.
I think this is a good matchup for Tomlinson. And while Kayla Ivey has been a solid piece for Boston College, there are some defensive liabilities, and Tomlinson can give you a little bit more of that one-on-one defense. You don't really want to be in rotation from the initial point of defense against this team.
The shifty lefty puts it up and in. Now Florida State with a chance to get to the century mark. Here's the takeaway. Thompson into the ball game. Takes advantage. Kayla Thompson, a sophomore from Louisville. As we go under 1 minute to go. Valenzuela puts them over the 100-point mark. Now 102-80, the 6th time they have gone into triple digits this season. And the first time Boston College has given up 100 points in a women's game in 10 years. January 11, 2015, Muppet knows this one. It was in Notre Dame. The Irish hung 104 points up on them. Gordon, that's nice work on the turnaround. Florida State owning this quarter, 31 points for them, their 12th quarter this year in which they've scored at least 30 points. The Boston College Eagles, as that shot, they're going to take a look at it. I don't think it counts. 104-80 as Brooke Wyckoff goes over to Coach Mack.
No basket. The play is under review.